all right. I know I'm late. Your boy be having to deal with, stuff outside of YouTube. If you hit me with the goodness, it'll make it a little bit better. I'm not gonna lie to you. But today we are getting to the Ghost Rider versus Spawn death battle. Now, before the death battle came out, I put out a poll on who y'all, the Mugen Empire, thought was gonna win. And y'all picked Ghost Rider. So I'm gonna go with y'all because honestly, I don't know a whole lot about both of these characters. So I'm going off of what y'all said, and y'all said Ghost Rider. The death battle already came out, and so the polls might have flipped over people who saw it after and was like, I'm gonna go with the winning team. But yeah, I'm going with what y'all initially put, which was Ghost Rider. Now, if y'all enjoy this, go to death battle, hit them with the goodness. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Lock it in by hitting the bell. That is the goodness. Hit them with it. And we're going to get into it. Coming up. All right. The breakdown.
Ghost Rider versus Spawn.
The spirit
I like both of these
versus
characters.
The Dark Angel of Armageddon.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I've seen like some TikTok videos about Ghost Rider.
Johnny
He sounds
Blaze
so
has always
broken.
been a man possessed, chasing the thrill of certain doom by performing death-defying
Same with Spawn,
stunts,
though.
following the example of his adoptive father, Crash Simpson.
Until the day Crash lived up to his name and got cancer, heartbroken, and without enough Wampa fruit to save him.
How did it live up to
turned
the name?
only thing that could. Chemotherapy.
devil.
Oh!
To cure Crash's cancer, Johnny sold his soul to Mephisto, king of the 8th layer of hell.
Only for Crash to actually live up to his name right after.
But instead of scooping up Johnny's soul, Mephisto had something else in mind. He
That
bound
first
Johnny
movie,
to an
the first
instrument of
Ghost
divine
Rider
wrath,
movie,
Zarathos,
fire.
the spirit
Even
of
to this day.
vengeance.
So Johnny Blaze lived up to his name and burst into Hellfire, an undead skeleton biker with a sick-ass hug, the 5th scariest Nick Cage performance, the stuntman from hell. He called himself
One of his best.
the Daredevil.
Sorry, Johnny, that name's taken.
Yeah.
Okay, then how about the Ghost Rider?
Sure, we definitely didn't forget that we named a character the same thing only 5 years earlier. All you.
Really?
Ghost Rider was bad news for Earth sinners and scumbags.
I feel
He's
bad
strong
for
enough
him.
to pull down skyscrapers, blow
Okay, someone tell me this. Did this Ghost Rider, because I see him on a horse, did he turn into, I forget what his name is. He's mentioned in the movie, but there's a Ghost Rider who rides a horse as well. Did they just kind of like, kind of just push him into that role?
That we named a character the same thing only 5 years earlier.
My
All
bad.
you.
The
I know y'all don't like when I
Ghost
run it
Rider
back.
was bad
Come on.
news for Earth sinners and scumbags. He's strong enough to pull down skyscrapers, blow up mountains, and cause earthquakes that can be felt across whole countries.
Don't even think about fighting back. He can remake his whole body from the hellfire that engulfs him, making him immune to all physical damage. Only holy weapons that target his soul can harm him.
It's not just his body, his whole arsenal is hellfire.
What game is that?
Ghosty can create anything he can think of, from an infinite stream of chains, a shotgun packed with fiery rounds, or a flaming missile barbed right out of his mouth. Life goals.
And he can imbue other objects with hellfire, such as his Hell Cycle.
Oh, this badass bike can outpace Thor's hammer Mjolnir, which can cross the universe in seconds.
Hellfire is a weapon in and of itself, whether shot out of his hand.
All right. Because I feel like I seen a Thor death battle maybe a while back. I don't remember. Y'all got to keep that in perspective too, bro.
Hands raining down from the sky or released from his
His boner, Wiz. Get it? And it doesn't just scorch flesh. Hellfire is so deadly, it can burn away your very soul.
This technique would be mastered by Johnny's successor.
All right,
his
well, I
own
know
brother,
Torrent don't fuck with
Danny
him.
Ketch.
Oh yeah, Johnny's not the only Ghost Rider, and Danny was the first to master their most famous move. You know, the one that burns your soul to
Penance stare?
smithereens with just a look. The Penance Stare.
The penance stare inflicts upon its victims every ounce of pain they ever wreaked upon others. Every cruelty, no matter how small or righteous, is reflected back. A biblical punishment.
Obliterating your soul! It even works on other ghostriders, like when Johnny and Danny got into a staring contest and Danny actually depowered Johnny.
Eyes
Oh,
are
shit.
windows to the soul.
Also, I'm gonna say right now, if somebody hit me with a penance there, I think I'm good. Like they say, it attack your soul directly. My soul might just get punched a little bit because I fought when I was younger. So I mean, like that's it, bro. I think I'll be pretty good. Like if I think my soul can handle all the stuff that I've dealt to other people. It'd be
So
like
the
a bad
Ghost Rider
day.
must be able to match his victim's gaze for the penance stare to work. Some people have survived it, like the Punisher supposedly because he didn't regret his actions, but it did work on him on other occasions.
Well,
Okay, I was about
Johnny
to say.
can adjust how deadly it is, and it doesn't necessarily have to kill you. He can use the stare to read minds, force you to confess info, or just show you the error of your ways.
Remember, the Ghost Rider is two souls in one body, with the kinder Johnny battling the demon Zarathos in a war of control.
Ah, classic Faustian bargain. All the power in the world, but if you want it, it uses you. Because if Johnny gives in, the demon's full might will take over, and then everything is screwed.
Zarathos' strength is boundless. He can open up portals between
Boundless?
dimensions, control the elements, penance stare an entire city, and fly all the way to Asgard, which is a literal infinite distance away.
He's manhandled some of Marvel's heaviest hitters, like Thor, World War Hulk, and Doctor Strange. Hell, Strange said Zarathos is a threat to all realms, mortal and immortal.
Hyperbole? Think again. The Archangel Zadkiel said that the power of the Ghost Rider could threaten all of existence, and
Damn.
even bring down heaven itself.
Right before an army of Ghost Riders did just that. Yeah, an army. The spirits of vengeance are legion.
As far
I'm
back
not gonna lie. I swear I keep seeing him. I gotta figure out what the other Ghost Rider's name is, bro. That I mentioned earlier. 1 second, bro. Hold on. Carter Slade. There it is. Carter Slade.
Back
It
as
was
the
gonna
Great
bother me,
Flood,
bruh.
humans have been bonded to the vestiges of God's power to act as his divine wrath on Earth, a sort of heavenly black ops.
Okay, wait, does that make Zarathos an angel now? Or is he still a demon?
Both? Neither? Despite being one of the greatest entities in existence, it's unclear. What we do know is that ages ago, Zarathos feasted on souls and battled Mephisto for rulership of his realm. Mephisto, ever the trickster, claimed victory and gained control of Zarathos forevermore, hence how he could bond him to Johnny.
But Zarathos got his revenge against that big red bitch with another Ghost Rider.
That big red bitch.
Alejandra Jones. Bet
Who?
you wish you had one more day to fix that hole in your chest, huh?
Comic book fan punching bag though he may be, Mephisto is unbelievably powerful. A battle with him could cause omniversal Armageddon, fitting as his fight with Galactus rents the cosmos asunder.
And Galactus' fights can destroy all of Marvel's infinite multiverse. That's the kind of awesome power at Zarathos' disposal.
That's so. I'm gonna tell you right now. I know that Galactus is him. But the MCU, I feel like it downplayed the Celestials. I don't know, bro. Or maybe they don't say enough. But I know Galactus is him. I know how not how exactly dangerous, but I know he up there.
Of Marvel's infinite
It's just
multiverse.
weird how they portray
That's the
them.
kind of awesome power
'Cause
at
up there with
Zarathos' disposal.
Zarathos,
Total cosmic
seems like he higher than what I even
annihilation.
thought.
So it was no surprise when Johnny went down to the underworld.
Zarathos and Trigon, are they comparable? Because if so, because I remember when Trigon fought Mixel-Pickle, it was like shattering the reality of the universe and the Injustice series, I believe it was.
And took Hell's throne for himself, usurping the devil that ruined his life and finally grabbing destiny by the handlebars.
Scoring the total
What a
power
horn.
of hell itself, plus a sick-ass upgrade, the Damnation Stare, which skips the whole every pain you've ever inflicted thing and just sends you straight to hell. No shot.
As they say though, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. Johnny began an obsessive crusade to capture all of Hell's escaped demons. But by using his new power to damn them to hell, he began absorbing their evil, feeding off of it, and it corrupted him. Once again, Johnny Blaze was a man possessed.
In truth, Johnny was just as trapped by Hell's power as he'd always been, and he needed Danny's help to pull him out of the darkness.
Though he gave up Hell's throne, the Ghostrider continues his war against demons without and within, mentoring his fellow Ghostriders in the ways of vengeance, always prowling the highways for the evil and the profane.
An unstoppable engine of judgment that, with just a glance, could make Galactus himself shit his pants.
Maybe one day he'll find salvation in the eyes of one of his victims.
As they sure as hell won't find any in his. This
Let's get
battle
the
is
spawn.
sponsored by Robin Hood Gold.
That's 1/18th, 2020 gold.
One thing, he was a If Al Simmons was one thing, he was a killer.
A lieutenant colonel in the U.S. Army and the CIA's most decorated assassin, Simmons upheld
Respectfully, I have not seen that movie yet. It's like one of the few older superhero movies I haven't seen.
democracy around the globe at the barrel of a gun, painting the third world in red,
That
white,
early
and blue,
2000
but
Superman?
mostly red.
Either of them did I
Until
see.
his final fateful mission when, per his boss's orders, Al was fired.
The burning was only getting started because Al's immortal soul was on a one-way trip to hell.
Where he cut a deal with Malvosia, the big, naked lord of the 8th Circle of Hell.
By their pact, Simmons would be reborn a Hellspawn,
So
a
eighth-
superpowered commander
eighth
of
circle
Hell's
each.
armies, in exchange for seeing his wife one more time.
Oh, buddy, you're just asking to get monkey's pawed.
Al Simmons returned from the dead as a decaying zombie 5 years later, after his wife had already remarried and had a daughter.
There, you saw her. Now get back to work, bitch.
Thus was born the undead warrior from hell.
5 years. You gotta look. I don't know, bro. It's selfish to say, nah. You gotta stay thinking about me. You can't move on.
Hell itself. Spawn.
That's selfish.
He's so 90s that he comes all the way back around to being the coolest thing ever. Look upon his edge wizard and despair.
Spawn would violently defend New York's
Got the best
downtrodden,
collar in the
while
game.
slowly
Can't nobody
uncovering
touch
the
them. I
full
like a
breadth of
collar.
his demonic powers.
He's like a walking
popping
superpower
his collar for real.
encyclopedia. He can fly, teleport, turn invisible and intangible, move things with his mind, make force fields, control the elements and the weather, and even stop time. Speaking of time, he can fly so fast, he literally breaks into other dimensions and smashes time as a concept.
He can manipulate matter, shape-shifting his own body or transmuting other objects and people. He can even control and absorb your soul.
Wait, Wiz, if he can rearrange molecules and crap, why doesn't he just fix his uggo face?
Well, he tried to do that, but Malvosia cursed him so that he could only make himself... yeah.
Oh, it's petty trolling like that that gets you a throne in hell.
To be
Yeah.
fair, Spawn can achieve a similar result with illusions and mental manipulation. He can read and control minds, implant and replace memories, or simply drive you mad.
Spawn can do all of this crazy shit because he runs on necroplasm. Basically, hell juice.
You're not wrong. Necroplasm is the energy that makes up hell itself. Al's undead body is composed of 400 pounds of it.
He can wield it like an energy blaster empowered by the sins of others. Spawn can absorb your evil and feed off of it. By simply walking on Earth, Spawn feels all of humanity's pain all at once.
He's even absorbed the sins of 8 million New Yorkers instantly, cleansing them of their evil.
Like Jesus?
Or he can do the reverse.
Also, I guess Johnny or whichever, if Johnny Blaze would be in trouble if he had just if he was on that, King of Hell energy and absorbed a bunch of evil souls, because Spawn just take the evil and absorb it and get strong. I don't know.
And make you experience the full weight of your own sins, feeling every bit of pain you've ever inflicted on others over your whole life.
Like some sort of penance.
Though Spawn's necroplasm comes with a catch.
Yeah, he's got unlimited amount of the stuff, and it drains every time he uses his powers. If he runs out, he's dragged back to hell.
Even depowered, Spawn can rely on his elite military training in hand-to-hand combat. He's even fought Batman to a standstill.
And as befits his past profession, he loves his big
That's impressive.
90s guns.
Though his greatest weapon is the sentient being he's genetically and spiritually bonded to, his cloak. Letha of the 7th House of K.
You ever wonder why his cape's red? Nope, well, now you are, and it's red because it's made from the apple Eve ate in the Garden of Eden. It's literally made of original sin. Oh, and also the souls of a million sinners, including every one of hell's victims. Also a touch of vampire for good measure.
K7 Letha is
I was just thinking Alucard when he said a million souls, and then you bring vampire. Okay.
constantly evolving. It can act independently to defend Spawn with an infinite stream of chains, transform into weapons, or drain people of their power. It is the most potent weapon Hell has ever created.
It even helped Spawn beat the primordial dark god Urizen, who can destroy and eat your soul with just a glare.
Except the souls bonded to Spawn acted as a buffer, allowing him to survive.
You'd think with an arsenal like that, he'd be unstoppable. But Hell Spawns have a weakness to holy weapons and can be killed permanently if decapitated by one.
Though Spawn has managed to survive this in the past. No, Spawn's greatest weakness is his own, how do I put this, stupidity.
So Spawn fought this angel lady, Angela. Great name for an angel.
Right.
She had this
That's just bad writing.
dimensional lance that could wipe Hellspawn out of existence, and Spawn got it. But instead of, being cautious around a mysterious angel weapon that hurts him, he just had to push the big shiny button and activate it on himself.
And so, Spawn was forever destroyed, until he reconfigured reality to undo his own inexistence.
Bitch, what? Until he reconfigured reality to bring himself. What the fuck?
There we are, good as new. That has to be the first time we've seen someone accidentally kill themselves and survive.
On his quest as Hell's greatest warrior, Spawn has defeated a serial
Satan's
killer
greatest
ice cream man,
stepper.
a demonic clown, and even his old boss remade by Heaven into an anti-Spawn. He's even encountered other Hellspawn.
Killing bad guys might seem counterintuitive if you work for a Hell Lord, but it actually just adds more souls to Balbosia's army. An army Spawn would have to lead in a war with Heaven that'd kill all of humanity.
Because the reason Malbolgia chose Al to be his commander wasn't that he was some great warrior. It was because Al had proven that he was the best at taking orders.
All his life and all his death, Al was nothing more than a hired gun.
But he knew it, and he would do so no more.
So Spawn marched down to Hell and ripped Balbosia's head off. With a scream so loud it echoed through all of reality, Spawn became the king of the 8th circle of Hell.
As king, Spawn is literally a part of Hell itself, gaining access to an unlimited pool of energy that increases 100-fold with every heartbeat. He's effectively omnipotent in there, and strong enough to challenge other Hell Lords like Mammon and Satan.
He got so strong, the only thing left was to finally resolve the war between Heaven and Hell.
But Spawn needed help from the being who created this god and Satan to begin with, the mother of existence, Gaia.
She wasn't cool with her kids being total assholes, so
So he just went to, he pulled out the Rayquaza of their universe, which is like, can you stop these two?
she appointed Spawn to be the universe's savior.
By eating the fruit from the Tree of Life, Spawn became truly divine, capable of battling God and Satan in a stalemate for eternity that extinguished all life on Earth.
And each of them are powerful enough to create and control infinitely sized
Capable of battling God and
They working together?
Satan in a stalemate for eternity that extinguished all life on Earth.
And each of them are powerful enough to create and control infinitely sized universes.
Spawn broke the stalemate by letting God and Satan destroy him, only for Gaia to separate the two from the reality they threatened.
Then, just like that time with the Lance, Spawn respawned and recreated the Earth. Poof, good as new.
Finally freed of the weight of Heaven and Hell, Al asked to be reborn as a human. but he knew in his heart he deserved to carry on his undead penance in perpetuity.
He's a creature of the 90s, Wiz. He won't be happy unless he can hastily brood over the injustice of his own existence.
Though if you threaten the alley he calls home, beware, because Spawn will turn whatever's left of your life into a living hell.
This whole episode made me want to go to church. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Battle is fun.
Game 7 or visit CCPG 9 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for one hell
Remember,
of a
y'all said Ghost Rider,
battle!
so we going Ghost Rider. Come on, Johnny.
Nights like these drive men insane. Brimstone in the air. Something's coming. If it wants a piece of me, there'll be hell to pay.
That's so 90s. We starting out with the Akira slide.
Go back to the pit you squirmed from, Hellspawn.
Make me.
Y'all both got a lick in. Yeah. Chain work.
If you care, it's nothing personal. Vengeance calls.
Oh, is that a timer counting down?
Sloppy, you fight like a bum.
Yeah.
Earned your damnation.
He returned him to hell. And then the hit. Is this him coming back? And he dragged him to hell.
Welcome to hell.
Okay.
I'll be damned. Yes, you will. Get over here.
What I don't realize so far is no one is really actually getting a leg up on each other. They're powering up, but ain't nothing holy done came out yet. Kind of problematic.
God forbid.
Like you getting speed blitz. Come on. Are those holy chains?
Now, Simmons, your sins are innumerable. I am here to wreak vengeance upon your soul. I eat sin for breakfast. Have a taste of your own goddamn medicine.
He lies. He is the Prince of Lies. Wait, I'm an innocent.
All the people here on penance there, killed, hurt, whatever.
It's like you said, nothing personal, asshole.
KO! God damn!
Like we took a L. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. After they said that he could just bring himself back, they said, what was it? Zarathos was boundless and like all up there. So I mean, but they both seem kind of up there. I mean, this man said that he fought respectively heaven or God and Satan of his verse, which seemed like they were, if Gaia was number one, those two was number 2 and 3, whoever's stronger is whoever. And he said, and they put, Gaia put him in a place where he could spar with both of them, meaning that he the new number 2. It's like, that sounds boundless. That's up there too. Jeez. But yeah, after he just died fighting them two, and he brought himself back, or he came back, and he chose not to be Spawn. He could have came back and been the same person. What are you supposed to do against that? No matter how many times Ghost Rider even killed him, he came back. And then we know that the penance stare doesn't have to kill. So it's a man, I mean the damnation stare too, but yeah.
Damn!
You just sent him to hell.
This was a nail-biter of a battle that pitted Ghost Rider's immeasurable power against Spawn's skill and versatility. Let's break this down into 4 categories.
First up, power. Divine Spawn could match God and Satan, who could create
Right.
universes. Similar in scale to Ghost Rider's bouts with a lot of the powerhouses in Marvel.
But Zarathos was different. Remember, his power can match that of Mephisto and Galactus, who can threaten all of Marvel's infinite cosmic reality, far greater than any cosmos Spawn has ever affected. Even though Spawn's battled and defeated Satan in more recent comics, implying he's retained a level of power similar to his divine form, he couldn't match Zarathos in power alone.
Ghost Rider may take power.
That feels open-ended. I mean, I'll give it to Ghost Rider, but it feels kind of open-ended because it's like, oh yeah, it could mess up the multiverse. As far as I know, Spawn doesn't have a multiverse, so it's like, you know, we'll say that since it's concrete on both of them, we'll give it to Ghost Rider. I have no problem with that, but it just feels like a weird one. But hey, I give it to him. I ain't arguing with it.
But remember, Johnny actively resists Zarathos' influence, so Spawn may have had time in the fight to learn and adapt to Ghost Rider before he went full Blue Fury.
And Spawn definitely had the edge in skill. He spent decades in military combat and is a master martial artist, whereas Johnny more so relies on his invincibility.
The ultimate dream power for a stuntman. Even with his crazy powers, Ghost Rider was a lot more direct than Spawn, pretty much entirely focused on attacking the soul.
Which doesn't bode well for his versatility. Spawn can stop time, manipulate matter, turn intangible, control minds, warp reality. The Ghost Rider had a much more limited arsenal by comparison. Spawn had a huge advantage in this category.
Though with his invincibility, way greater power, and the ability to
that
scorch your
animation?
soul to nothing, Ghost Rider could score the win through brute force, right?
Not exactly. The last piece of the puzzle is their resistances. Basically, who was harder to kill. Spawn's constant mainlining of humanity's collective sin and pain meant he could survive attacks on his soul, including the penance stare, just like he resisted a very similar attack from Urizen.
Best of all, remember the time he rewrote reality to undo his own inexistence?
There was nothing the Ghost Rider could do to overpower
What I
that.
said
And
earlier.
that time with the lance wasn't planned, it was purely instinctual. He could replicate it any time he wanted, like in his fight with God and Satan.
So how do you put Spawn down for good? Well, you can't. At least Johnny and Zarathos couldn't.
Unlike how Ghost Rider's soul has been vulnerable to attack before, like when Danny used the penance stare to depower Johnny.
This sort of thing actually happens a lot, even in recent comics. The whole reason Johnny and Zarathos are bonded in the first place is because Zarathos' soul was manipulated by Mephisto.
And not only does Spawn have plenty of experience manipulating souls, he can replicate the effect of the penance stare itself.
And just think about that. A penance stare on Zarathos would mean he's feeling the pain from every penance stare that he's ever done. A penance squared.
The damnation stare, on the other hand, actively helped Spawn, sending him to hell where he gets a literal infinite power boost.
And it wasn't just Spawn's soul powers that had spelled trouble. He had other ways to bypass Ghost Rider's immortality too, like transmutation, rewriting reality, or just straight up stealing his powers, which has worked on multiple Ghost Riders in the past.
Giving Spawn the final edge. Zarathos was almost unbeatable, a massive power advantage, soul destruction, immortality, but Spawn could counter everything thrown at him, and was too unkillable for Zarathos' strength advantage to matter in the long run against his crazier abilities.
That was one hell of a fight, and at least Johnny went out in a blaze of glory.
The winner is Spawn.
Next time on Death Battle.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm like 1 or like 2 and like 4, 2 and 5 with death battle so far. Oh, let me see what's next time. Dante? The stop touching niggas with your hands fight. Okay, I'm gonna be here for that. Please make this. Don't make this 8-bit. Make this fire, bro. It's the stop touching niggas with your hands combo, right? It's Shigaraki versus Mahito.
Subscribe.
I want to get to that. We gonna get to that. I'm gonna sit right here. So about this death battle, like I said, I'm like 2 and 4 with death battles. Like I've gotten 2 right, and on the winning side of the team, we was on the losing side, Mugen Empire. I'm gonna go back and like I might add it to this video. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look at what the poll scores were after the death battle came out. Like I'm gonna look at it probably today and see if some of y'all turned coats. You know, we'll see what y'all up to. I don't tell me how y'all feel too. Like I really want to know, are y'all upset? Do y'all accept this one? You know what? We can just check out a little bit of what they say on Death Battle. I'll be damned. Yes, you will. Yeah, that was a good one. Ghostrider. Okay, see. Yeah, no one's really saying whether they enjoyed it or disagreed or whatever. It is what it is. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Shout out to Spawn. I need to read more comics, bro. I really do. But like, I don't have the time to be reading a lot of comics. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah. Now Shigaraki versus Mahito. I think Mahito got it. I don't know what Shigaraki they gonna use, because end of show or end of manga, end of anime Shigaraki is pretty damn busted. He's fast. He's very strong. He got a deep bag. And then if he touches you turn into the K. But then at the same time, no one's, just know that he got a lot. All right. Mahito, he's very tricky. But even if you've watched season 2, I believe, of JJK, you know he got a bag, but it ain't the deep. I'm gonna say it now. I think I'm going with Shigaraki. I think this is a hard one. All right, well, look, I'm gonna wrap it up here. If y'all enjoyed today's death battle, make sure to go to death battle and hit them with the goodness. Like, comment, subscribe, share, lock it in by hitting the bell. That is the goodness. Hit them with it. And if y'all enjoyed my reaction, please do the same for your boy. This has been your boy Reggie Wolf. I am signing out. Peace.